winter is upon us, and that is fall time. So this video is going to be my fall TBR and the books I recommend to you to read in the fall time, because it is the best season of the year. Everyone loves fall, I think. I may be biased because it's my favourite season, but I'm going to start with the books I don't have physically, and then we'll get into the ones that I do have physically to recommend to you, and then I'll give you my fall TBR. It may be a bit ambitious, we shall say, but I hope you get some good recs from this, and you can give me recs in the comments, and I hope you enjoy this video. So we'll get straight into the recommendations. Okay, so recommendation number 1 I have is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. It is literally set in the fall time. The cover gives fall vibes. I'll put the cover up here. Highly, highly, highly recommend reading in this fall time. The next one I have is Anxious People by Frederick Backman. There's not necessarily a season in there, I don't think. I think it's around New Year's, actually, so it would be perfect for kind of the fall winter season. But Anxious People is very, very good. There's 6 people. They're all going to view this apartment, but they somehow end up in a hostage situation, and you end up learning about all the characters, and Frederick Backman has a really, really good way of doing that, where you are getting everyone's POV, but it's not overwhelming to the point where you don't know what's going on, if that makes sense. So I would highly recommend that for the season that we're going into. Next is they're the ones I have. Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. I hope I didn't butcher that. I'm very sorry if I did. Just again for pure vibes. I've read it. It's very cute. You're in this coffee shop. You have to be there at a very certain time, and you can only go back to one certain point, I think, in history, and you meet a person there, and you can only have the conversation with them until while your coffee is warm. So when your coffee gets cold, you're kind of pulled back then to reality. Very, very cute. Enjoyed it, and it's definitely perfect for this season. The next one is more of a Halloween-y one, but I did really enjoy it. It's My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levin. This girl basically needs an apartment super fast, finds an apartment with really good rent price, and the whole arrangement is that she won't see her roommate throughout the day, and he kind of operates at the night, and she operates during the day, so they never see each other. But they start leaving notes back and forth for one another, and it's really, really cute. And it's a tale is told all the time. End up falling in love. It's really, really cute, and it gives you that witchy, vampire-y vibes. Another one that is along the same vein with the witchy/vampire-y vibes is the X-Hex. It has witches. It's set in a small town. I cannot remember the name of the characters because I read it last year. I'm back. Dog is now happy. So, The X-Hex by Erin Sterling. It's a 2-part series. So there's the X-Hex 1, which is number 1, and then we have the second one in the series, which is the Kiss Curse. I haven't read the Kiss Curse yet. I do plan to read it this fall. It is a follow-on to it, and the cousin that we see in the first book, it follows her story in the second book. So I would recommend reading both those in this season. And now we'll get on to the physical books, which is the fun part. I'm also actually going to recommend some that I didn't bring down first. I just thought of that there. So I would recommend Chestnut Springs. I'll put Chestnut Springs above here. It's great for winter, summer, autumn, spring. It's great for every season. So is the Blue Rebel Ranch series by Lila Sage. That's another one. I'll put that up here. That is great for the season that we're going into as well. No matter what season, you can read these books. They're cowboy romances. They're great. They're great if you want to get out of a slump, if you want some romance, if you want something light, if you want something... It fits every emotion. So those 2 series I'd highly, highly, highly recommend, as well as the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros. So we have Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm. Great for the season. I think a lot of the books that get recommended for this season are a lot darker books. So I would highly recommend the Empyrean series. I would highly recommend Akatar would be great for this season as well. Anything along, like, fantasy is a great genre for autumn, and thrillers is another one as well. So I have 3 other fantasy recs here, which is Throne of Glass. I have just the Assassin's Blade down here with me. I haven't finished Throne of Glass. I'm on Queen of Shadows, but I highly recommend reading this in autumn. The whole of Throne of Glass, I am on, obviously, as I said, Queen of Shadows, so I haven't finished it, but it fits the vibes so well. Next is the Powerless trilogy by Lauren Roberts. I just brought the Powerless down. So it's Powerless, Reckless and Fearless. It's great. It's actually perfect for the season. It follows Payden and Kai. If you don't know, get to know. It's in a world full of, there's elites and then there's ordinaries, and they're trying to basically exile all the ordinaries. But Payden is an ordinary, and she's able to fool them into thinking she's an elite, and the trials start then from there. Next is Divine Rivals. I have not read Ruthless Vows yet, but Divine Rivals, sorry, I got a message off someone saying that the stickers wig them out, but I'm not taking it off on camera. But I will take it off after, Sarah. I promise. But yeah, Divine Rivals, so it follows Iris and Roman. Her brother is gone off to war. She has not heard from her brother at all. She's been writing letters trying to find out where he is, and she's getting no response until one day she gets a response, and it's from Roman, but she doesn't know that. He knows it's her, but she doesn't know it's him. She knows it's not her brother, but she doesn't know who it is that is conversing with her, and they're connected through this typewriter. It's great. It's very cute. It's very sweet. I cannot wait for the second one. I feel like I'm very, very late to the game. I read it because it was recommended by Morgan. Morgan absolutely loves Divine Rivals, so I will need to purchase Ruthless Vows and give Ruthless Vows a read in the autumn time. Now, these 2 are recs that aren't fantasy. So we have Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. This follows Macy and Elliot, and basically it goes back through past and present timelines. Macy and Elliot have not seen each other. I think it's over 10 years, maybe longer. I cannot remember. I think it's 10 years, but it goes back and forth between them. They basically would see each other every summer, I think, when they'd go to their summer house, and then they'd communicate still through emails and letters when they separated after the summers, and then they have a big falling out. We don't know what it is until further into the book, and they stop talking, and then they meet years later, and then you know what happens. But the cover just gives fall vibes to me, so I highly recommend reading it. Any season honestly would work for this, but I do think the cover gives very much fall. And then the last rec of the physical books that I have is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So we have The Naturals, Killer Instinct, All In and Bad Blood, and it basically follows, it's Criminal Minds but in a book, if that's the way it's been described time and time again. So that's what I'm going to go with. It's basically Criminal Minds, but they're teenagers. So we have Cassie, who is naturally has an ability to be able to read people and be able to like get into their minds nearly. We have Sloane, who is basically, she's Reed. Sloane is basically Reed. Knows everything, is great with numbers, is great with figuring things out. Then we have, I cannot remember her name. What is her name? But Dean is similar to Cassie, and is it Leah? Is it Leah? I should have looked this up before I went. Michael can read your emotions. Dean is the same as Cassie. Yeah. Leah is a human lie detector, basically. And they're brought on to help figure out cases, but they're not allowed on the actual cases. But obviously that changes over the series. But there's 4 books. It's very, very good. I actually think I prefer The Naturals to
the Inheritance Games trilogy. Just because I love crime and I love the way it's handled in this book. It's YA, it's very, very easy to digest, and it just felt like being in episodes of Criminal Minds when I was watching it. So really, really enjoyed. So that is all the recs I have. We're going to move on to my TBR now, and it is a big one. I have to drag the books over. It is a big one. But I'm excited for the recs that I have. So we'll start off with the ones that I don't physically have in person. Like they're upstairs, but I was not bringing them down. So Harry Potter is at the top of the TBR for autumn. Don't care what anyone says. I have to read Harry Potter. As a Harry Potter nerd, I have watched all the movies time and time again. I watch them every fall. So what I'm planning to do, I think, is I'll read the book, watch the film, read the book, watch the film, and do it that way, so that I'll get my annual rewatch in while also reading the books. So Harry Potter is top of the list for me. I'm really, really excited to finally read them. I don't know how I haven't at this stage, but that is the first one that I'm going to be recommending. Well, not recommending, but on my TBR. But I recommend it to you also because the movies are great. So the first one is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. Again, it's just great to have thriller mystery books on the TBR. I think this is an adult mystery thriller. So it says, in 7 days, Jet Mason will be dead. Jet is 27 years old, having never left Woodstock, Vermont. She's still wanting for her life to begin. I'll do it later. She always says she has time until on the night of Halloween. She's violently attacked by an unseen intruder. She suffers a catastrophic brain injury. The doctor is certain that within a week she'll be killed by a severe aneurysm. Jet never thought of herself as having enemies, but now she looks at everyone in a new light. Her family, her ex-best friend turned sister-in-law, her former boyfriend. She is now just 7 days as her condition deteriorates. She has only her childhood friend Billy for help, but nevertheless she absolutely determined to finally finish something. She's going to solve her own murder. Very, very interesting. It actually kind of reminds me of that movie. What is it? Is it Dead Day? The one where it's like her birthday and she dies on her birthday and she keeps reliving the same day over and over and over again until she finds out who murdered her. So that's the vibes it's giving. And I'm really, really excited for it. I love Holly Jackson. Would also recommend her Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy for autumn. That would be a great series as well. Next is Out of the Woods by Hannah Boehm Young. I've never read a Hannah Boehm Young book. I'm very excited to get into it. This is basically following high school sweethearts Sarah and Caleb. They've been together since they were very, very young. And Sarah just feels like So, Out of the Woods by Hannah Boehm Young. Sarah and Caleb have been together for years. She feels like she doesn't really know where she is in her life, and she thought she'd have done other things. And she's just in a bit of a rut. And when it's a couple that's been together this long, it's a very interesting concept to see that they're not just going to give up and not be together. They're going to make it work because they want to make it work. So that's the kind of gist I have going into it. Very, very excited for it. And the cover obviously just gives fall to me. And it's also Sarah and Chris. That's Sarah and Chris. Sarah Crowley and Chris. But this, and also People Watching by Hannah Boehm Young, I'll put it up there. I got an arc for it from NetGalley, so I'll be reading that this fall as well. And the cover very much gives fall. Next is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. It is a group of 6 people, as far as I know, trying to pull off a heist. And Sarah Crowley loves it, so I feel I will also love it. But I need to read it. It's just because it's so big and it's daunting. I have not picked it up yet. The next is In the Weeds by B.K. Barnson. I actually want to read the whole Love Light Farms series. I know nothing about this at all, but I do really, really want to read it this autumn. I think Love Light Farms. Next is The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. I'm very, very excited for this one. I read The Nightingale and I loved it. I didn't think I was going to, because at the very, very start, it was very slow moving. I felt like I was getting bored a lot. But it then, similar to Frederick Bachman, it had like a turning point for me, and I was just bawling, invested, and needed to know. So I feel very similar about Kristen Hanna's writing to what I do about Frederick Bachman. Sometimes I'll go into it and I'll be like, what is the purpose of all this information we're getting? But it all makes sense in the end, and it's so worth it. So this is just a quote on the back that I'm going to read out because I think it's really, really cute. If I close my eyes, I can still taste the dust. I don't know what type of dust that is, but yeah, excited to get into this. Next is Immortality by Dana Schwartz. I read Anatomy last year. So this is the follow-on to that. She basically wants to be, is it an autopsy type of person? Is it like that? Like a doctor who performs autopsies? But she's a woman. And it's set in, I don't know when it's set. It's early, like it's set in like Victorian times. I couldn't think of the word, sorry. It's set in Victorian times. This is the follow-on from the first one, so I won't tell you too much about this because I don't want to spoil anything, because you need to read the first book to kind of know what's going on in this part. Set in 1818. Sorry, I just saw that there. 1818 in Edinburgh. So yeah, that's one I'm very, very excited to get to. The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I'm just excited. I've never read a TJ Klune book, but everyone who has read his books is absolutely obsessed. So don't know anything about this going into it, but excited to read it this fall. Next is Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I've had this for so long on my TBR. I don't know what it's about. I think it's something to do like with powers. I think. I could be wrong. Yeah, but I'm very, very excited to get it. There's Belladonna, Foxglove, and Wisteria, I think. So I think they're all based on flowers, as far as I can tell. And poisonous flowers, I think. I don't know, is the person poisonous or what? But again, we'll hopefully read it this fall. Next is Gallant by V.E. Schwab. You will not be surprised to see this. You've probably seen this on multiple TBRs, multiple videos, still not have read it. I just keep putting it off. I've never read a V.E. Schwab book, but I think because this is the smallest, it's the best bet to read in the fall time. And again, obviously, cover is giving very much fall vibes. Next is Under the Sycamore Tree by B. Celeste. I know absolutely nothing about this. It just says time is a luxury we don't all have at the back. And like the back has the synopsis, but I'm not going to go through that. But I don't know much about this at all. Again, I picked this purely on vibes alone. And the fact that it says Under the Sycamore Tree. And then the colours are like they're falling off for the fall season. So that's that. And then last, but certainly not least, is If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. Laura Nolan, yes. It said, if he had been with me, everything would have been different. Autumn. Her name is Autumn as well. Autumn and Finn used to be inseparable, but then something changed, or they changed. Now they do their best to ignore each other. Autumn has a boyfriend and her close-knit group of friends. Finn has become that boy at school, the one that everyone wants to be around. That still doesn't stop the way Autumn feels every time she and Finn cross paths, and the growing nagging thought that many things could have been different. Maybe they should be together. And as time passes, Autumn realises she might not get another chance to make things right before it's too late. So what I'm gathering from this is one of them is going to die. That's what I'm gathering. I don't know who, but that's what I'm gathering. Yeah, so this is the last fall rec. I just think it's been there a long time. Loads of people have read it and loved it. Loads of people, there's a second book to it as well. I think it's giving is it 1,000 boy kisses? That's what I feel like this is going to give the same vibes. And if it does, I'll be in tears. Because that's what happened with 1,000 boy kisses. I was inconsolable. So yeah, that is the fall TBR. Wait, now I'll grab them so that you can see. It's a very, very big pile, so it might fall, but that's fine. This is the fall TBR that we have. There will probably be more added. These may be taken out and re-added, who knows. But this, thus far, is the fall TBR. Let me know in the comments below what your fall.
let me know in the comments down below what books you're planning to read for the autumn season, and if you've read any of these books, let me know which ones you think I should put higher on the TBR or which ones I should get to as soon as possible. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll be back in 2 minutes. We're just going to take a commercial break there for Lexi while she walks around. Give me 2 minutes and I'll be back. Lie down, Lex.